Welcome in the world of artificial intelligence under artificial intelligence using Python series of lectures. This is lecture on search method part 7. Hi, I am Dr. Sunil from GCS Solutions. The contents of this lecture are: first we'll try to understand DB DFS versus DEFID versus DFS. Then we'll actually understand the behavior of or working of DFID, that is depth first iterative deepening search, and at the end of the lecture we'll see the overall analysis of DFID. Before getting into the actual working of the algorithm, let us first understand the state space for the search algorithm. The state space representation or description is given like this, that let A, B, C, D and so on are the vertices of the state space and following are the legal moves. That means we have been given the nodes in the state space or vertices in the state space, and there are certain moves, legal moves given with respect to the vertices. Now one can move from A to B and C, one can move from B to D, E and F, one can also move from C to G, H and I, from F one can move to J and K, and from I one can move to L and M. And this description can be represented diagrammatically using a state space diagram. So let us focus here where I'm pointing. So A, one can start with A and can visit B and C. From B one can visit to D, E and F. From C, G, H and I. From F, J and K, and from I, L and M. So this way this state space is represented. Moreover, this is a directed graph sort of representation because we don't have any description that if we or if one visits from A to B, then one can also visit from B to A. So there is no reverse move. So that's why this is just a description like your directed graph. Now this state space is represented using a state space list or a set wherein the state space is represented as a dictionary, and dictionary is nothing but key value pair. So A is the node and that is the key, and BC is the value for the node A, and this B and C represents the immediate successor of A, and these immediate successors of A are nothing but the node which are the child node of A. So this way the state space is represented. Similarly for B, D, E and F are the child node. For C, G, H and I. For D there is no child. For E there is no child, but for F there is J and K as a child. These are the two children. G no child, H no child, I, so I has two children, L and M, and for J, K, L and M there are no child nodes. So that's why these are empty. With this understanding, we will try to apply the search algorithms. The depth first iterative deepening search is a refinement over DBDFS. The DFID is repetitive DBDFS, calling DBDFS for each name iteration from the root and discarding the results of earlier iteration. Let us understand this definition more practically. DBDFS basically behaves like this. So DBDFS starts with node A and the goal to be found by DBDFS is node H, and depth bound is 2. With this depth bound value 2, DBDFS will access level 0, then level 1 and then level 2 nodes of the state space. So what is state space? It is given at the center of the slide. So at level 0, node A, which is the root node, is lying. So at next level, B and C are there, which are children of A. At level 2, D, E and F, which are children of B, and G, H and I, which are children of C, are there. And at the next level, that is level 3, J and K, which are children of F, and L and M, which are children of I, are there. So with this state space information, DEB-DFS will work like this. So it starts with A. It checks whether A is a goal node or not, as it is not goal node. So now MoveGen will generate the child of A, which is B and C, but on the open, as B is the first node, so that is picked, and it is checked whether B is goal or not. As B is not goal node, so MoveGen will be called, because still the level of node B is 1, which is less than 2. So it calls the MoveGen function. MoveGen function will return the child of B, that is D, E and F, which are at level 2. Now after that it will check, first pick the D, node D, and checks whether it is goal. As it is not goal, so it will not call MoveGen for D, because the level of node D is 2 and 2 is not less than 2. So this condition fails. So it will discard the child node, and as otherwise also there is no child for D, so nothing will happen. Then it checks whether E is the goal. Later on it checks whether F is the goal. As none of these node is goal, so it will now has C to be accessed from the open. So C, is this a goal? No. So it will call MoveGen, because the level of C is 1, which is less than 2, that is the given depth bound. So it will call then G and checks whether G is goal. G is not goal, then it calls goal test function for node H. H is also H is goal, so it stops here. See, the node visited are A, B, D, E, F, C, G and H. It is something like A level 0, B level 1, then D, E and F, that is level 2. Then next it accesses the node at the front of the open, which is C. So this is level 1 node. Then G and H, as goal has been found, so it stops. So DEB-DFS basically returns failure if no goal is found at depth bound level 2. Otherwise it returns success. In our case it returns success. Now how DFID works? So DFID basically calls this DEB-DFS repetitively. So how? So again, given information is same. One has to start with A, one has to reach to goal node H. Here depth bound is 3, because in case of DFID, each time the level is checked with the given depth bound. Here at beginning it starts with level 0, so it sees whether A is goal node or not. So as A is not goal node, then it increments the depth level, and again it starts from level 0. So it accesses A is goal node, no. So it will access B and C. That means MoveGen function will return child of A, that is B and C, and then it will check whether B is goal or C is goal. As none of this is goal, so it finishes basically the task of level 1. Then it increments the level, that is level 2, but it again starts from the root. So it accesses A, then B, as A is not goal, so then it accesses B. B is also not goal. Then the child of B are D, E and F. None of this is goal. Then it goes to C. Then C is also not goal. Then it accesses G, which is again not a goal. And when H, a goal node, is detected, then it stops. So if we see this behavior at each level, the DEB-DFS is called, and it is repetitively called, and if goal is found, and if the level, that is the depth of the tree, is less than the given depth bound, till that level the algorithm iterates. So here, if no goal node found at each of the level of the tree, and if depth bound is exhausted, it returns failure, otherwise it returns success. What of DFS? Now see how DFS works. It starts with A is not goal node, then it accesses B is also not goal node, then it accesses D, E and F. None of this is goal node, but you know well that F has a child nodes j and k. So it also visits j and k. As j and k are not node, then it comes back to c. Then it checks c is goal node, not a goal node. Then it checks whether the child of g, that is c, that is g, is goal or not. It is not goal node. Then it checks h is goal node, so it stops. So what is the complete path found by, or what is basically the sequence of node visited by DFS? So it is A, B, D, E, F, J, K, C, G and H. Hope you understood this. Let us now understand the actual algorithm of depth first iterative deepening search. So depth first iterative deepening search needs a starting point, that is starting node information, as well as depth bound. So here initially the limit, that is the level at which the algorithm should start, is given, and that level is always checked with depth bound. It should be less than depth bound. So initially limit is 0, and assume that if depth bound is 3, so this condition is true, then it gets into the loop, that is the actual behavior of the algorithm is simulated in this loop. So it starts with start node, and as it is start node, so the level of that node is 0 and it is given to the open. So initially close is null, that is empty, and state is failure because no goal node is yet found. So that's why state is failure. Now as open as one node, it is not empty, and as state is failure, which is not equal to success, both the conditions are true. Now it picks the node, that is front node, from open, and then it removes that node from the open, and then it stores the depth of the node n, which is 0 initially if it is starting with the start node. Then it checks whether n is goal node or not. If it is goal node, then it updates the status, that is success, and will simply append the current node to the closed, and with this it will terminate. Why? Because as state is success, so this second condition of inner while loop fails, and loop, it comes out of the loop. But what if goal test has returned failure? So how goal test works? So let us see here in the second rectangle of this presentation, that is slide. So goal test will take a node, current node n, and it will compare with the goal node, given goal node. If it is matching, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. If no goal matches, it returns false. So obviously this goal test condition fails. If condition fails, it gets into else part. It appends the current node to the close. Now here at this point of time, it checks whether depth of the node, current node, is less than the limit. And what is limit? Initially it is 0. Assume that depth of the current node is also 0, so if this condition fails, it will not get into this. Assume if depth is less than limit, then only it will call moveGen and will provide information to moveGen, the current node and its depth. How moveGen works? So moveGen will take the node n and its depth, and it will check in the list of successor. So here is the list of successor. Let us focus here. For this given state space diagram, this is the states, that is list of successors. So in this, all the nodes and the successors are specified as discussed earlier. So here assume that if the current node is C, so it will check whether the level, rather it will check whether C has any child or children or not. As C has child G, H and I, so it will take those child nodes, that is children, and will assign depth +1 to the children of current node, that is C. So at what level this G, H and I will be lying? So it will be lying at level 2, because C is at level 1 and G, H, I, which are children of C, are at level 2. So this way it returns. Now after that, whatever is there in the child which is written by moveGen, from that the nodes which are already in the open will be removed. Also from the child, which are the nodes which are in the closed, that are also removed. Whatever is left, that is added at the front of the open. So open will get updated, and with this new open, this loop, inner loop, will be iterated. So this way it works. And how long this inner loop will be called repetitively? So till your limit is less than depth bound. And here the important point to be noted is that each of the nodes has a depth value. For example, root has depth value 0, that is A has depth value 0, B and C are at the next level, that is depth 1, so B has level 1 and C also has level 1. Similarly, D, E, F, G, H, I are at level depth 2, so all these nodes are having same depth value. For J, K, L, M, as these nodes are at depth 3, so each of these node is given level value 3. So this task is basically performed, that is assigning the level value. This task is performed by our MoveGen function. So with this understanding, we'll try to see the practical execution in the next slide. Now here, let us assume that we have been given that is algorithm has been given a starting point A and the depth bound 3. Initially the limit is 0. Just focus where I am pointing. Now is limit less than depth bound? Yes, that is 0 is less than 3. So it gets into this while loop. So open is having node A with level, that is depth level 0. Close is empty, as algorithm has not found the goal node, so state is failure. So is open not equal to empty? Yes, it is true. Is state not equal to success? Yes, it is true. It picks the front node from the open. Open has only one node, so n will be having A as the value. Now it removes the node which is picked from the open, so there will be nothing in the open at this point of time. The depth of A is 0. So now it calls goal test function and checks whether A is goal or not. As A is not goal, so goal test returns false, so this condition fails. It gets into else part. And now here the node, that is A, is appended to the close. Initially close is empty, so A is appended to the close. Now closed is having one node A with depth value 0. Now it checks whether the depth which is 0 is less than limit which is also 0. This condition fails, so it will not execute the if part. Rather, with this information, what is that information? At this point of time, close has one node, that is A with depth level 0, and open is empty. So with this information, it will try to iterate the inner while loop. So we'll see in the next slide. So add iteration limit 0. Here at this point of time, our open is empty because we started with only one node and it is empty. So this condition fails. So it will come out of this inner while loop. But it has something to do as a next step. What that is? So what is current limit? It is 0 plus 1. So this step, limit is equal to limit plus 1. This step will be executed, and now limit value is 1. So with this limit value 1, it will again repeat the whole process of taking A as a starting point, then again start with A, but this time as limit is 1, so it will first access limit 0 element and then limit 1 element, that is depth 0 element and depth 1 element of the given state space. Let us see this in the next slide. So here as limit is 1 which is less than 3, so it will repeat the whole process. So again open is having only one node which is start node, close is empty, goal node is not yet found, so state is failure. So is open not empty? True. And its state not success? True. So it picks the A, that is the front node of the open. It removes A from the open. Open is empty at this point of time. Depth of A is 0. A is not goal node, so this condition fails. It gets into else part. It appends the current node to the close. Close is initially empty, and if A is appended, so close has now A. Now depth of A is 0 and limit is 1, because we have provided now the updated limit value to the algorithm. So here limit is 1 and depth is 0. Is this true? Yes. Now it gets into the if part. With this current node A and depth value 0, it calls moveGens. What moveGens does? It will check the list of successor for A. Now the successor of A are B and C at level 1. So it returns B with level 1 value and C with level 1 value. So the child list will be having B and C. Now from this child, whatever is there in the open, that is removed. So there is nothing to be removed from the child as open is empty. Again, whatever is there in the closed, that is also removed from the child. So as A is not present in the child, so nothing is to be removed. So child will be B and C, and this current child will be added at the front of the open. So nothing initially open was not, initially I mean to say after picking up node A from the open, there was nothing in the open. Now the child are B and C, so that is appended at the beginning of the open. So here at the end, open will be having B and C. So with this new open B and C and closed A, that is closed having node A, the next iteration of the inner loop happens. Let us see in the next. So here the limit is still 1. So it now has B and C in the open. Open is not empty. State is also not success. So condition is true. It picks front node from the open. So it picks B. It removes B from the open. So open has now C. Depth of the current node which is picked, that is front node, has depth value 1. It checks whether B is goal node. So as it is not goal node, it gets into else part. So it will append that currently picked node B to the close. Close was having A and now B is appended. So close is having A and B. Now it checks whether the depth of the current node which is B1 is less than limit which is also 1. No. So it will not get into if part. So it will not call moveGen for B. I think you understood this. So with this, close is having A and B and open is C. So with this new open, it will iterate the inner while loop. Let us see this. So here C is the node present in the open. Open is not empty. State is also failure, which is not success. Condition, both the conditions are true. So it will get into the while loop, inner while loop. Now it picks the front node, which is C, and it is the only node left in the open. So that is removed. So open becomes empty. Depth of C is 1. It tests whether C is goal node or not. As it is not goal node, so it gets into else part. Now it appends this C to the closed. Close was having A and B, and now the current node C is appended. So close is having A, B and C. Here it checks again whether the depth of current node C is less than limit. So this is condition fails, so it will not execute this part. But at this point of time, open is empty. So with this, it will try to iterate the inner while. So here at this point of time, our close has 3 nodes A, B and C, and open is empty. So empty not equal to empty fails. So false and true is false. So it will not at all get into this inner while loop. So at this point of time, what did you observe? You observed that for this limit 1, it has first access limit, that is depth level 0 element, then depth level 1 element. So at the beginning, that is limit 0, it started with A, then it incremented limit value. So after that, it accesses A and then B and C. As none of this B and C is goal, so it has a path like A, B and C. It is repetitive DBDFS. So now at this point of time, it will increase the value of limit. So current limit is 1 plus 1, it becomes 2. Now with this new limit, it will check the while limit is less than depth bound. So with this new limit value, it will start next iteration. So we'll see in the next slide. So at this point of time, it checks whether the current updated limit value, which is 2, less than the depth bound 3. Yes. So again, it starts with A, close is empty, state is failure, open has only one node, which is not empty, state is also failure, which is not success, both the conditions are true, then it picks the front node A, which is the only node which is removed from the open, and open is empty at this point of time. So depth of A is 0. It calls goal test for A. As A is not goal node, it will again get into else part and will append the current node to the close. Close is empty and A is appended, so closed has only one node A. Now is the depth of current node A is less than the updated limit 2? Yes. So it will call moveGen for A. Now again the same sequence of operations is repeated, which we have already seen in the limit, that is depth limit 1. So here moveGen will call return the child node of A, which is B and C at level 1. So from this current child, whatever is there in the open, that is removed, so there is nothing to be removed, so child is B and C. And again whatever is there in the close, that is also removed, so there is nothing to be removed from child, so child is B and C, and this child is added or appended at the beginning of the open. So open has now B and C. So at this point of time, for this limit iteration limit 2, we have closed with A and open with B and C. So with this open with value B and C, it iterates the inner while loop again. So here B and C are the elements in the open. Open is not empty, state is failure, which is not success, both the conditions are true, so it picks the new value, front value of the open, which is B. Now it removes that B from the open. Open has only one node C. The current depth will be 1 as B has depth value 1. So it checks whether B is goal node. It is not goal node. So here is the else part. It executes that B is appended to close. So close will be having A and B. So is depth of the current node B is less than limit, which is 2? Yes. So it calls moveGen for B. Now what is moveGen for B? So moveGen will now return the child node of B by adding depth plus 1 to the current depth value, because if B is at level 1, so children of B will be at the next level. So obviously D, E and F being a children of B will be having depth value 2. So this is returned. Now from this current child, contents of open are removed, so there is nothing to be removed, so child will be D, E and F. And again whatever is in the closed, that is also removed from the child, so there is nothing to be removed. So at the end D, E, F are the contents of child. This child list is appended at the beginning of the open. Now open has D, E, F and C. So with this new open, it iterates next. So here the open has D, E, F and C. So it picks the front node D. Again same thing happens. D is front node which is picked and it is stored in N. From open D is removed, so D has E, F and C. So depth of the D is 2. So it checks whether D is goal node. As D is not goal node, it gets into else part. It will append that current node D with its depth value to the close. So close is having A, B and D. It checks the depth of the current with the limit value, which is also 2. So 2 is less than 2. So it will not call moveGen for the current node. What is that current node? It is B. Because at this point of time, the limit given to the algorithm is 2. So it will not access the next level element. So this way, with this status of closed having 3 nodes A, B, D and open having 3 nodes E, F, C, it iterates the inner while loop. So what open has at this point of time? Open has 3 nodes. So it picks the front node, that is E, from the open, because this condition open is not empty and failure not success is true. So it picks open E. It removes E from the open. Open has F and C and depth of the E is 2. It checks whether E is goal node. E is not goal node, so it will get into else part. E is not the goal node. Yes, E is the goal node. It will not get into else part now, because goal test will return success, because we have asked our algorithm to find, for example, goal E. So here the state is success and current node is appended to the close. So close has A, B, D and E. Here with this information it will try to iterate the inner while loop, as at this point of time open has only two nodes F and C, but the state has got changed, which is success. That is, the state has got change, which is success. So this condition basically fails and the inner loop is terminated. But after this, the next step to be followed by the algorithm is it increments the limit value. Now limit value will be 3. Now with this, it checks the while condition. So with the stepwise execution of depth first iterative deepening search, what did we understand? I mean to say, if we have to analyze DFID, what will be its behavior? So DFID is a repetitive DBDFS. So at limit 0, it accesses level 0 element of the tree. At limit 1, it accesses limit 0 and limit 1 elements of the tree. So it will access A, B and C. At limit 2, it will access limit 0, limit 1 and limit 2 nodes of the tree. With respect to 4 standard parameters, how is the behavior of DFID? So DFID does not guarantee solution. Why? Because if the given limit is, for example, 2, and assume that goal node to be found is k. Now k is lying at what limit? Limit 3. But if algorithm is restricted to limit value 2, even though goal is present, it will return failure. It will not access the next level element. So even though goal is present, it says no goal found. So that's why it doesn't guarantee any solution. It is not complete, optimal. If there are multiple paths from source to destination node, and if it picks some long route path, DFID will not give the best solution or low cost solution. It may ignore the alternate path, which is best one. So it is not optimal as well. Time complexity is b raised to power d. If d is restricted to some artificial bound value, then b raised to power d is almost linear. But if d, that is depth value, is larger, then b raised to power d is exponential. So time complexity is exponential in case of large d, that is depth value. Space complexity is takes linear space, that is big O b into n, where n is the maximum depth of a node in the search space. With this, I hope that you understood this algorithm. So dear learners, how was the lecture? Please subscribe to GCS Solutions. Like the video if you really like it. Share among the friends and comments for the improvement. We are GCS Solutions, making technology easy to learn. Till next lecture, happy coding and be intelligent.